This week we're going to look at factorising. This is the opposite of expanding brackets. Expanding brackets is where you're getting rid of the brackets by multiplying. So factorising is where you're putting the brackets back in. Factorise 6x plus 14. So in order to factorise this expression, what we're going to do is we're going to use the grid method and work backwards to see what would have been in the brackets. So we're going to start off by drawing a grid, and our first term, which is 6x, goes in the first box. Our next term, which is 14, goes in the second box. So now what we've got to do is work out what goes here, here and here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to ignore this x here, and we're just going to concentrate on the numbers 6 and 14. Because we're factorising, we've got to find the biggest factor of 6 and 14, and we're going to bring that out and place it here. So the biggest factor of 6 and 14 is 2, so I'm going to write 2 there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the letters. We've got x here, so x is a factor of this term, but there's no x's here, so we cannot bring the x's out and write them here. So although x is a factor of this term, we do not have any x's here, so we can't bring the x's out and write them here. So we've got the biggest factor of both these terms, so now all I need to do is work out what goes over here and what goes over here. So 2 multiplied by something gives us 6x. Well, I know that 2 times 3 is 6, so 2 times 3x has got to be 6x. Now all we've got to do is work out what goes in this box over here. So we've got 2 times something is 14, 2 times 7, that gives us 14. Therefore, on the outside of the bracket we've got 2, and inside the brackets we've got 3x add 7. And we can check this works by multiplying out the brackets again in the grid. So let's just double check this works. So 2 lots of 3x are 6x and 2 lots of 7 are 14, and that's exactly what the question was. So therefore we have factorised it correctly. So the answer is 2 brackets 3x add 7. Factorise 16a minus 4ab. So again, the first thing we're going to do is draw the grid. Our first term, which is 16a, goes in the first box, and the second term, which is negative 4ab, that goes in the second box. So we've got negative 4ab. Okay, so let's concentrate on the numbers first of all. So the biggest factor of 16 and negative 4. So you can just forget about the negative for a second. What's the biggest factor of 16 and 4? Well, the biggest factor of those two is 4. So we're going to bring that out and place it there. So now let's have a look at the letters. So over here we've got A, and we've also got an A in this term. So A is a factor over here and A is also a factor here. So we can bring that outside. So I'm going to bring an A over there. Now although we've got a B being a factor of this term, there are no B's here. So B is a factor here, but it's not a factor here, so you can't bring the B's outside and place them over here. So whatever you're bringing on the outside has to be a factor of both the terms. So now all we've got to do is work out what goes over here and what goes over here. So we've got 4a multiplied by something, that gives us 16a. Well, 4a's multiplied by 4 gives 16a. So now we've got 4a multiplied by something, which gives us negative 4ab. So if we just do the numbers first, so 4 multiplied by something gives us negative 4. Well, 4 multiplied by negative 1 is negative 4, so that works. We have an a already here, so negative 1 multiplied by 4a gives you negative 4a, and in order to get the b in this term we must be timesing by a b at the top in this term as well. So let's just check that actually works. So you've got 4a's multiplied by 4, which is 16a's, so that works. Then you've got 4a's multiplied by negative 1b, and that gives you negative 4ab, so that also works. Now you don't actually need to write down negative 1b. If you've got a negative b, you can just write down negative b, so you don't actually need that 1 there because you can see it's a negative b. So factorising this, putting it into brackets, you've got 4a on the outside, then inside you've got 4 minus b. And obviously, again, you can check it works in the grid.